Today is Thursday. And this is a throwback.
Today is Thursday, and this is a throwback, is an obnoxiously long hashtag and a nostalgic rich talk show presented by the Peridot. Today in history, on November 20th, 1910, Francisco Madero launched a failed revolt that sparked the Mexican Revolution by inspiring hope in such leaders as Pancho Villa and Emiliano Zapata, who then mobilized their armies against the government of Porfirio Diaz, the president of Mexico. On November 20th, 1910, Russian author Leo Tolstoy, suffering from pneumonia, died of heart failure at the railroad station of Ostapovo. On November 20th, 1925, American politician Robert F. Kennedy, not that one, who held several posts in the administration of his brother, President John F. Kennedy, and later served as a U.S. Senator before being assassinated, was born in Massachusetts. On November 20th, 1947, the future Queen Elizabeth II married her cousin Philip Mountbatten at the Westminster Abbey. On November 20th, 1969, Native activists, including members of the American Indian Movement, began an occupation of Alcatraz Island, protesting what they saw as the U.S. government's mistreatment of Native peoples. They were forced off the island in June 1971. On November 20th, 1998, American tobacco companies signed an agreement with the governments of 46 U.S. states to settle the state's claims for reimbursement of Medicaid funds they had spent to treat smoking related illnesses. The settlement cost the tobacco manufacturers $206 billion beyond the $40 billion they had agreed to pay for other states in 1997. 46 plus 4 is all 50 of them. Today's Throwback VHS is dedicated to the number one movie in America on November 20th, 1990, Home Alone, an American Christmas comedy film directed by Chris Columbus and written and produced by John Hughes. It is the first film in the Home Alone franchise. The film stars Macaulay Culkin as Kevin McAllister, an 8-year-old boy who defends his Chicago home from invasion by a pair of robbers after his family accidentally leaves him behind on their Christmas vacation to Paris. The cast also features Joe Pesci, Daniel Stern, John Hurt, and Catherine O'Hara. Back in the days when I was young, I'm not a kid anymore, but some days I sit and wish I was a kid again. Today's throwback is dedicated to AOL. America Online is an American web portal and online service provider based in New York City and a brand marketed by Yahoo Inc. The service traces its history to an online service known as PlayNet. PlayNet licensed its software to Quantum Link, or QLink, which went online in November 1985. A new IBM PC client was launched in 1988 and eventually renamed as America Online, abbreviated as AOL, in 1989. AOL grew to become the largest online service, displacing established players like CompuServe and The Source. By 1995, AOL had about 3 million active users. AOL was at one point the most recognized brand on the web in the United States. AOL once provided a dial up internet service to millions of Americans and pioneered instant messaging and chat rooms with AOL Instant Messenger, or AIM. Baby, I was in them chat rooms. ASL, okay? We survived it. In 1998, AOL purchased Netscape for $4.2 billion. By 2000, AOL was providing internet service to over 20 million consumers, dominating the market of internet service providers, or ISPs. In 2001, at the height of its popularity, it purchased the media conglomerate Time Warner in the largest merger in U.S. history. AOL shrank rapidly thereafter, partly due to the decline of dial-up and the rise of broadband. AOL was spun off from Time Warner in 2009, with Tim Armstrong appointed the new CEO. Under his leadership, the company invested in media brands and advertising technologies. In 2015, AOL was acquired by Verizon Communications for $4.4 billion and was merged with Yahoo the following year after the latter was also acquired by Verizon. In May 2021, Verizon announced it would sell Yahoo and thus AOL to private equity firm Apollo Global Management for $5 billion, and the sale was completed at the end of August. In October 2025, Apollo reached a $1.5 billion deal to sell AOL to the Italian conglomerate Bending Spoons. You know what time it is? Yeah. It's time for the number one song of the day. It's the number one song of the day. On November 20th, 1991, Michael Bolton topped the Billboard Hot 100 with When a Man Loves a Woman, first recorded by Percy Sledge in 1966 at Narala Sound Studio in Sheffield, Alabama. It made number one on both of the Billboard Hot 100 and R&B single charts. When a man loves a woman, he can't keep his mind on nothing else. I don't know the rest of the words. Well, that concludes today's show. I hope you enjoyed. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to the Peridot Network on YouTube. Listen to the Peridot's playlist on Spotify, and follow the Peridot Net on Instagram, TikTok, and the website formerly known as Twitter.
Today is Thursday. And this is a throwback.